Good day, I'm Ramesh Mariappan, your iLecture tutor for the subject CBCT 2203 Basic Concepts of Information Technology. Today, we are going to learn about computer software. Let us look at what we are going to accomplish in this session. By the end of this session, you should be able to explain about system software, describe about operating system, explain about application software, and describe about database. Dear learners, in the earlier topic, you have been told that a computer system is made up of hardware and software. Hardware is the physical manifestation of the computer, while software consists of the programs that command the hardware. A software consists of instructions that run inside the computer. The computer software is developed by using a programming language. Computer software can be categorized into system software and application software. First, let us look at system software. A system software is used to start the computer, and it is located on the back of the application software, which I will explain later. A system software also coordinates the hardware components and the application software. It also enables users to interact directly with computer. Among the main roles of the system software is to inform the computer how to translate data and instructions, how to operate computer devices such as printers, and how to use the computer hardware. A system software is divided into 4 categories, and they are operating system, utility programs, device driver, and language translators. Now, let me provide you with some details about these 4 categories. First category, the operating system, is the program that operates your computers. It manages resources, provides interfaces between users and the computer, and runs the applications such as word processing. Second category, utility programs, perform special tasks related to management of computer resources and files. It includes programs that help users to identify problems on the hardware, searching lost files, and making copies of data. In other words, a utility program functions as a virus scanner, hard disk formatter, and compression software, and so on. Third category, a device driver is a program that is specially designed to allow input and output devices to communicate with other computer systems. Yes, these input and output devices are the same devices that you have learned or yet to learn in topic 3. The fourth and final category, the language translators translate program instructions that have been written by a programmer into a language that is understood and processed by the computer. Language translators are explained in great detail in topic 6. Out of all 4 categories that I have mentioned earlier, I would like to emphasize a little bit more regarding the first category, which is the operating system. There are many operating systems in the market, and each has its own strengths and weaknesses. Windows is a computer operating system that is the most popular and has been built by Microsoft Corporation. Unix operating system is mostly used in the server system. Linux operating system contains various features of Unix and is becoming more popular because it is a free and reliable operating system. So basically, the operating system manages and controls all the processing activities in the computer. It works behind the scene and becomes the middleman for requests from the users and programs. The operating system determines how the random access memory or RAM is allocated to the programs. It determines the importance of the needed task and controls the flow of the information to and fro the processor. Thus, a larger RAM size in a certain computer will enable it to function faster and in a comfortable manner. If a computer does not contain enough RAM to run the software, then the computer will run slowly, or it may hang. A bit more details regarding operating system. Every operating system has its own features with different ability. Among the main features of an operating system are multitasking, multiprocessing, batch processing, and virtual memory. You might have already heard about multitasking many times, so I will jump to multiprocessing, batch processing, and virtual memory. Multiprocessing simply refers to an operating system that is capable of handling more than one processor simultaneously. Batch processing refers to the processing mode of an operating system. What it means is that data and programs are collected and prepared first, and are later entered at one go for processing by the computer. Kindly take note, users cannot enter data during the running of programs. Now about virtual memory. Usually, the operating system will load the application software into the main memory, which is the RAM, to run the application software. If the RAM size is small or if the software size is large, the software may not fit in and cannot be run. To overcome this problem, the operating system uses the concept of virtual memory. With this method, the operating system will use the hard disk as part of the main memory. How this is done? Well, the operating system loads a portion of the application into the main memory and another portion into the virtual memory. When this happens, the running of the computers will slow down because access to hard disk is slower than that to the main memory. For example, users often find computers running slowly when 2 or 3 software are running simultaneously. This is because the operating system needs to transfer data from the main memory to the hard disk and vice versa. This process of data transfer is slow and often involves some noise, signifying that the computer is accessing the hard disk. Now that's all about system software and operating system. So let's move on to the second category of computer software, which is the application software. Application software is used by many people to solve specific problems like generating reports, making presentation, performing calculations, and others. If the system software is considered as behind-the-scene programs, the application software is considered as programs for performing work like typing, calculations, and drawings. There are various types of application software in the market now. The most often used are word processing, spreadsheet, databases, and graphic software. Out of this software, I'm going to focus on the database. A database can be defined as a collection of data or information and the relationship among them. The database can store, update, manipulate, access, report in various views, and print data in various forms. The Database Management System, or DBMS software, is a computer-based system for defining, manipulating, controlling, managing, maintaining, and using the database. A number of important terms in databases are entities, attributes or fields, records, and files. 1. Entities are things, people, places, or events whereby the data and information stored are about them. Example of entities are students, employees, and cars. 2. Attributes or fields are data or information that explains the characteristics or features of a certain entity. Example, for a student entity, the attributes are name, address, date of birth, matrix number, and gender. 3. Record is a collection of related attributes for a certain entity. An example of a record which groups together a number of attributes for a student entity are name Mr. A, matrix number 1007, address number 7, and so on, date of birth 7th of July 1977. 4 are files. Files are various collections of records containing the same attributes. Example, a file of a first-year student is all the records of Year 1 students in the Faculty of IT and Multimedia Communications. I hope by now you are able to grasp the differences between entities, attributes or fields, records and files. Now that we have covered the terms, let's look at the type of databases. There are 4 types of database: relational, hierarchical, network, and object-oriented. The first type, a relational database type, is the most widely used today. The data is arranged in a table with rows and columns. Each column constitutes one attribute, and each row constitutes one record. Now, the second type. In the hierarchical database, records are arranged or combined in related groups that resemble a family tree, like the concept of father and son. This database functions well if it has one-to-many relationship. We move on to the third type. In the networked database, in a database term, every son can have more than one father. This arrangement can be bent easily as compared to the hierarchical database, but there is a limit on the bend, and it needs definitions prior to its use. And the last type, the object-oriented database, is a new approach in which data and programs are stored inside the database simultaneously, which means the object contains both data, which is the attribute, and behavior, which is the program. That's all about the database. Dear learners, in this session we have covered about 2 categories of computer software, which is the system software with special emphasis on operating system, and application software with special emphasis on the database. That's all for now. Till then, thank you and all the best.